All right, I'm gonna say a word. I want you to say the first thing that comes to mind. Dog. House. Night. Enemy. Light. Mother. Okay, now I got a few statements. I want you to tell me how much they sound like something you'd say. First one, conflict just ain't in my nature. I ain't given to relying on others for support. I'm always fixin' to be the center of attention. I'm slow to embrace new ideas. I charge in to deal with my problems head on. Almost done here. What do you say you have a look at this? Tell me what you see. Okay, how about this one? Last one. Well, that's all she wrote. Don't have nothing to compare it to, so maybe you just better have a look at the results. See if it seems right to you. Here, these are yours. Was all you had on you when you was brought in. Hope you don't mind, but I gave the note a look. Thought it might help me find a next of kin. Well, if you're heading back out there, you ought to have this. They call it a Pip-Boy. I grew up in one of them vaults they made before the war. We all got one. Ain't much use to me now, but out there, you might want such a thing. And put this on, too, so the locals don't pick on you for wearing a hospital gown. Never was much my style, anyway. You should talk to Sunny Smiles before you leave town, as she can help you learn to fend for yourself in the desert. She'll likely be at the saloon. Reckon some of the other folks at the saloon might be able to help you out, too. Anyway, you ever get hurt out there, you come right back. I'll fix you up. But try not to get killed anymore.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle? I'm the Securiton, House and Hennessy Tool Company Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy. I was out for a stroll that night when I heard that commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were. So I hauled you off to the dock right quick. Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you? The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken-down relic with no place to be. The one in the fancy suit called himself Benny, but that's as much as I know. One of the other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though. If you ever catch up with him, watch out. Man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say. I was a prospector until I decided to settle here. Now I just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorns. Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too old to keep going out. meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them, they just lay down until you take it off. You can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but you gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered.
Cheyenne, stay! Don't worry. She won't bite unless I tell her to. The best way is to head south to Prim and then just follow the highway east. Eventually you'll get to Novak. I hunt geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rad scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Goodsprings, so wildlife is always creeping in. Sure. What'd you want to know? Southeast of here is Prim. You can't miss it. It has this giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. The New California Republic. The only reason we have anything close to civilization around here is because of them. Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing really to worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Goodsprings. The critters up there are big and poisonous. If you want to know anything else, just ask. Hey there. Sticking around Goodsprings for a while longer? Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Sounds like you need all the help you can get after what they done to you. Meet me outside, behind the saloon. Everything all right? Well, let's just finish this first, all right? Then we can talk. Preferably somewhere where I can get a stiff drink and Cheyenne can keep cool. Well, that's a start, but I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. I'll tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along? Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways. Hear that up on the ridge behind me there? We got some geckos to clear out. Bunch of little monsters is what they are. Seems like Doc Mitchell treats more gecko bites than anything else. Let's see if we can get a little closer. If we move quietly, we can get the jump on them. More likely to hit something vital that way. See? You're getting the hang of it. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. Be worth a few caps to me. Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with the 2 of us. Come with me. Everything all right? Oh, hell's bells. There's not a day that passes by I don't tell people not to come out here by themselves. Some people, your word just isn't good enough for them. Then this happens. Well, it's part of life out here. Best to accept it. But you did what you promised, staying out here with me. Here's my end of the deal. Hey there. Sticking around Goodsprings for a while longer?
Welcome to the Prospector Saloon. What can I get for you? I'm sure I've got something you'll like. It looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something we don't want anything to do with. About a week ago, this traitor Ringo comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. He's holed up at the abandoned gas station up the hill. You mean murder him? Look, that's not our way. Even if Cobb is scum, he can bluster and threaten all he wants. Well, some of the others like Sonny will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought him in from California to work on the rail lines. Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite and blasting powder isn't the best idea. It was a big escape not too long ago. Some of them stuck together so they could make trouble. That's what we're dealing with now. All right. He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Plenty more like him out there. Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it hasn't been working since. They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the checkered coat kept shushing them. Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case, I can't say I blame them for not wanting to go back. That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could be for all I know. I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the Strip. Fella wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go east, take Highway 93 up. Sure, there's some caps in it for you if you can get it working again. The outside looks okay, but I think something's broke inside. I know that thing as much as anyone else around here. Mostly keeps to itself, which is just fine by me. Other than rolling around once in a while, it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It's never helped anyone before. Oh, it acts friendly enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy. It was here when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was. Fine by me. Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on I-15 just push on towards Primm, unless they're in desperate need of supplies.
That's close enough. Who are you, and what do you want with me? Oh, sorry. I thought everybody knew already. I'm a trader with the Crimson Caravan Company. I'm, staying in town for a bit. Yeah, he doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. And he's right. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a gunfight. I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against the gang on my own. We'd only end up sharing the same grave, if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the other people in town were also on board... Start with Sunny Smiles. She's been friendlier than most around here. So what's going on? Did Sunny agree to help us? Oh, well, I don't want to make a move until she's with us. So what's going on? Did Sunny agree to help us? Try to hurry.
Hey there. Sticking around Goodsprings for a while longer? Say no more. I'm in. Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo, but I know his type. He and his friends will come after the town eventually. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people around here look up to Trudy. If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide to help out as well. You can find her over in the Prospector Saloon. We'll have to come up with something else then, and hope we get lucky. Easy Pete was a prospector back in the day. He's a little old and unsteady to be much good in a fight, but he might have some of his dynamite left.
So, your planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right. Feeling thirsty? I can take care of that. Yep, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with it. Here's some caps for the work.
Bad trouble. Welcome. They're too dangerous. Gonna kill all yourselves if I let you touch it. Better to leave it buried. Safer that way. Too dangerous, sorry. Blow yourself up, blow your neighbor up, blow the whole town up.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us? Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. Unless you think there's something else you can do. All right, I'll just wait here until you come get me. What's the plan? Are we ready? All right, I'm ready. I hope.
Time to look alive. Powder gangers are here to play. At least 6, Joe Cobb included. They look pretty mean. I'll be set up near the store. Let's hope the gang doesn't manage to make it that far.
Ugh!
you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand once I explain things. I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be gone in a few days. If you ever visit New Vegas, look me up at the Crimson Caravan's main camp. Like I said, I'm not from Goodsprings. I'm a trader with the Crimson Caravan Company. I've never stopped here until recently. You're better off asking one of the locals. It's been in business for a very long time. It's probably the biggest trading outfit in California. There's a branch up in New Vegas, but it hasn't been doing so well. Word is that the big boss herself, Alice McLafferty, is coming in to fix things.
That'll teach the powder gangs to avoid Goodsprings in the future.
That ought to keep things settled for a while. I hope it stays that way. Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Wasteland critters like to move in when Sonny's not looking, so watch out.
I'm glad that business is over. I like it when Goodsprings is nice and quiet.
Hey there. Sticking around Goodsprings for a while longer?